Good morning. Welcome to Daily Devotions with Pastor Joe. I'm Pastor Joe, and I came to my understanding that this morning's video had been missing its audio, so here we are re-recording it. I hope you don't mind. We're reading from Esther chapter 3, verses 1 through 11. It says, "After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, and advanced him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gates bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, Why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Ahasuerus, even the people of Mordecai. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th month of King Ahasuerus, they cast pure, that is, the lot before Haman, from day to day, from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, There is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people, neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. If it please the king, let it be written that they be destroyed, and I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business, to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand, and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, The silver is given to thee, the people also to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. And so this is a very interesting and a very scary turn of events in the story of Esther. You see, Haman was one of the king's most loved and trusted men. He had been advanced very far in the kingdom above all of the others. And there were many that were in the gates. We know that Mordecai had been set up as one of the men in the king's gates here, and who guarded the gates and was one of his just guardians and protectors more than anything else. But Haman here was set up above all of the others as the most important, most well-loved servant. And he came in the gates every day, and the king had, probably at Haman's request, made a rule that when he came in, everybody had to bow before Haman to give him honor and reverence and to almost worship him. But Mordecai said, No, I can't do that. I'm a Jew. I believe that you only bow before God. There's not another man or a God that you would bow before, so I won't do it. This is right along the same lines of the 3 Hebrew boys who wouldn't bow before the king's golden statue. We don't do that. We don't bow before men. We don't bow before other gods of this world. We are to only bow in reverence and respect for God. So here Mordecai refused to do it. Now Haman didn't notice, because Haman was so full of himself he probably couldn't see past the end of his nose. But he continued day by day not doing it, not bowing down, until all of the people around Mordecai had said, Okay, we're going to talk to Haman about this. They went and talked to Haman. They told Haman what had happened, and Haman was very upset. He was so upset he wanted to kill Mordecai. But then he thought, well, if I kill him, I'm going to end up getting in a lot of trouble. So instead of that, how about I devise a scheme to kill all the Jews? Because I hate this one, I'm going to kill all of them. And so he devised a plan. He went to the king, and he told the king, he buttered the king up a little bit, and he tried to make the king look so great, and the king's laws look so wonderful, and Mordecai and his people look so horrible. And then he tried to make himself look absolutely just so pious and so reverent, because he said, Oh, it's such an important thing. I'll pay 10,000 talents of silver out of my own money, out of my own treasury, so that they can get rid of these people and bring all of their things to your treasury. The king listens to Haman, and he says, Hey, whatever you want to do, do it. It's in your hands. Here's my signet ring. Now, the signet ring was not just a little ring that said he was allowed to write laws. It was a ring that would have gone across your hand that when you used this, you would dip it in, you would pour hot wax on the seal, and you would dip this signet ring across that hot wax and create a seal on the letter that you were making. And that seal would say that it was official law from the king. And so that means whatever Haman was going to write was going to become official law from the king. The king trusted Haman way too much. Haman was a horrible individual to be trusting. And so it's a shame that he did trust him so much, because that ends up causing a lot of trouble for him, for the Jews. But it creates a great story that we can listen to in the Bible and talk about. So as we're studying here through Esther, let me know down in the comment section below what you think, what your thoughts are about Esther. And I mean, I love the story of Esther. I love reading it. I love studying it. I love talking about it. She's a brilliant individual. Mordecai was a great person too, and a great leader, a great thinker. Haman was one of the most awful people you could have met in the Bible. Not quite the worst, but pretty awful. So come back next week for another story of Esther. Come back tomorrow for another daily devotion with Pastor Joe. God bless. Have a great day in the Lord.